Welcome to the episode Middle Ground with JLE, where we treat you like family. That's the theme song, Detroit Love, off my first album, the JLE Experience. On music copyright and I'm muting on Facebook. In this season 14, have another amazing guest for you. We have the president owner of Kata Solution, L.L.C, and EOS Worldwide Professional EOS Implementer, Bryan Little. Welcome to the show, sir.
Hey, thanks, Jeff. Great to be here. Appreciate it.
And I appreciate you for doing it.
Yeah.
First question, what led you to this path?
And there's a lot of, that's a great question. So there's a lot of personal and professional things that go into that answer. I spent the majority of my career in manufacturing, worked for a lot of tier one companies, automotive supply companies, supplied to the likes of General Motors and Toyota and Mazda and all of them, right? And so, throughout my years, I led a lot of international operations, really understood what it takes to create a team, from a leadership standpoint. And what I found out as well is that until I kind of get out on my own, create my own business, start my own business, I'm really not able to fully engage without what I want to do from a leadership standpoint. And so that's why I started my business called Kata Solution and also EOS Worldwide. So that's what I do now is I work directly with leaders and owners of businesses.
Okay. So, EOS Worldwide, you're owner of that too.
So EOS Worldwide is an international company. And
okay.
I am one of about 800 implementers worldwide.
Gotcha.
That helps businesses get whatever they want out of their business.
Okay. So if someone wants your services, what does it do at EOS Worldwide?
Yeah. So what I do, Jeff, is I sit down with business owners and I help them get what they want in their business from a vision standpoint. So in other words, every entrepreneur, every business owner has a reason for starting their business, but a lot of times they're not that good at running their business, right? And so what I help them do is I help them put execution in place, good operations, a good scorecard, good meeting agendas, right people, right seats, good processes in place. And then what they do basically is I help them work on the business as opposed to in the business. And so they're able to make connections with other big business owners, with other, big projects. They can work on the business, and I help them put structure in place so the business continues to run as we want it to run.
Okay, that definitely has to be a tremendous help to someone owning the business because sometimes you might need to do everything before you get your Avenger team together to do that stuff.
Yeah, that's correct. And honestly, Jeff, I mean, every business starts out from the standpoint of the entrepreneur has a vision in their mind, and they work in the business every day, and they get the sales coming, they work on, and they're doing everything. But at some point, that's not sustainable, right? At some point, the leadership team has to come in and be part and take over those responsibilities, and I help them do that. I help them identify what the leadership team looks like, what their focus is on, get them rowing in the same direction because a lot of leadership teams are not healthy together. So we help them get together from a healthy standpoint and transparent with each other and really focused on the vision of the company. And at that point, then the business really takes off, right? They start to really move and they take over the world basically is what I do.
Okay. Now with this service, how many times do you come out for that company?
So what I do is I have a process, right? So the first thing we do is make sure the business leaders and owners get out of their business. So we take them off site somewhere. We meet for a daily session. We really focus on a few things. First of all, number one is foundational tools. In other words, we help them work on great meeting agendas, the right structure for the organization, the ability to identify their priorities for the organization as well. And then we simply go to the next step, which is identifying really their core values, their core focus, their long-term vision and strategy, their marketing policy. And we break that down to almost what we would call a 90-day world, where every 90 days they have their identified as far as their priorities and then moving towards that direction as well. And so what I do then is once we get them in full execution mode, Then I basically come back and I run their quarterly and annual meetings after that.
Okay. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we get to the point where everybody in the organization, the business is able to really focus and work towards the vision of the company. So we call it VTH. So VTH from the standpoint of vision, traction, and healthy. So vision from the standpoint is everybody knows exactly where the business is going and exactly how they're going to get there. It's crystal clear. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Traction from the standpoint is now we have complete accountability and discipline in the organization where everybody's working towards that vision. And the last one is healthy. So simply speaking, healthy means you have a proactive, you have a fresh, you have an honest leadership team working together on one mission, one vision. Because a lot of times, as you know, leadership teams don't do that. They struggle with that, right? And as the leadership teams go, so does the business. So we get them focused, working together and being transparent with each other and working on the right vision of the business.
Now, what has been the results once you come in and do your thing with them?
Yeah. So specifically, there's a couple things that happen. So thinking about the P&L from the standpoint of revenue growth. So a lot of our companies will basically increase the revenue by 30 to 50% revenue increases. Multipliers in EBITDA from 5 to 10% EBITDA increases as well. But most importantly, we get a great culture set up. Okay. From the standpoint of the culture means there's less turnover. So I worked at a company, a few years ago, we ran an EOS model. Our turnover was less than 5% turnover for a manufacturing company. And that's unheard of,
Yeah,
But,
wow.
yeah, exactly. So the reason why we did it is because we had complete vision and strategy, and everybody was involved in that for the entire organization. So the results are crazy. And as you know, the less turnover you have, the less money you spend when it comes to hiring, terminations and firing and onboarding new people as well. And we get the same people to follow the organization, get in the organization from a core value standpoint, and they tend to stick around, right? And so that's really focused on with organizations to get their core values actually highlighted. We begin to hire and fire by our core values first and foremost.
That's true. A lot of jobs I've worked over the years, if people wanted to leave, the culture wasn't the best. They didn't feel appreciated. And when they start talking like that, you quickly see, okay, they're gonna be gone soon.
Yeah, that's correct, man. I mean, what do they say, right? People leave because of their bosses. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's exactly the case. Employees will leave maybe because of a little more money, but a little more money can be satisfied if you're in a good culture, and if you're being taken care of, and if you're being challenged, right, in your job, so you want to do more. And so that tends to keep the turnover down with that situation. And then the problem with businesses is they have such high turnover and they can't hire the people they need to hire. Is that just creates so much inefficiencies in the business, right? And so have a stable workforce, hire the right people, and you can really focus on the business from a growth standpoint because you have the right people there and the right development, and people will stick around. And that's the whole focus of what we do with business owners as well. We create that stable culture so people will stick around and stay there with the business, and the business is able to grow that way.
And it's crazy because when I was at my L.L.C. School of Business for Management, a lot of books we read talked about, well, this company has a great culture. This one, I'm like, I'm about to do a 12+ week course about how these $2 or $3 billion companies have a good culture.
Yeah.
It's actually a book. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
It's
awesome.
and honestly, Jeff, it's not as easy as just saying it, right? I mean, you gotta have the right leaders in place. The leaders have to be able to develop and support, and help those workers get to what they want in their business, because every employee wants something out of their job, and some just want to be paid. But the majority want to have the ability to grow and the ability to do more in the business. And leaders should recognize that. And if you recognize that and so provide that support structure, then those people will stay and they'll be committed to that company, and at the end of the day, less turnover, less cost, and the business will thrive. You get everybody rowing in the same direction.
Yeah. I mean, as our parents taught us back in the day, the way you treat people makes a big difference.
Isn't that just a simple statement, though? I mean, that's
Yeah, but it's hard to do because some people don't know how to juggle different personalities.
yeah, they don't. It takes a special kind of leader. So one of the things I work on with clients is we help them really get better at really leading, and first and foremost is simplify. So in other words, in businesses, it's so complex, right? The more employees you hire, the more complex it is for a business.
Mm-hmm.
So as a leader, if you focus on trying to simplify for them on a daily basis, as far as what we need from you from a job standpoint, that helps create additional culture as well, right? From the standpoint of, okay, we're so complex, we got so much going on, but my job as a leader, I'm going to simplify for you what I want from you from a daily basis, what I want from you from your job. And if you're able to do that from a simplification standpoint, those employees, again, will be more happy, more satisfied, and again, will stay with the company. So, but that's up to the leaders to do that, to develop that skill, right? And that's a hard thing to do. But if they do that, they'll be much more satisfied in the long run.
That's true. Now, what led you to start Kata Solution LLC?
So Kata solution for me. So first of all, Kata is a Japanese word, by the way. Okay. So it's a word used in martial arts and karate specifically. And what Kata is, it's repetitive motion, repeat process, repeat practices on a certain motion in karate. Okay. So Kata, Toyota used the word kata from the standpoint of kata problem solving and kata coaching. So what you do is you get your frontline workers really good at solving their problems they deal with every day in the workplace. So you teach them from the standpoint of, okay, we're going to identify the problem, we're going to identify where we need to be, how we're going to get there, and then the coaching comes into play as far as helping them support that. So my business is all about that. Kata Solution is about frontline workers, manufacturing environment to help our frontline workers, our middle management leaders to help improve their day-to-day operations. So I started a business called Kata Solution. And what I do is I help business owners through training, through support, to go into their business and identify gaps in their business, waste in their process. And I train the frontline leaders and the managers how to problem solve, how to identify issues, and close that gap to make their job better every day.
Now that's a skill within itself.
It is, but you know what? I absolutely love it, man. I've been, I've been in leadership now for over 30 years, mostly in manufacturing. And I love to get the frontline workers, the people making the product, involved in improving their day-to-day jobs, right? I love to see the expression on their faces. I love to see their responses from that, but they need the support to do that. And that's what Kata Solution does. It helps them with the proper tools and behaviors to actually make that happen on a day-to-day basis.
Now, what's one problem in your 30-year experience that you notice all companies seem to come across?
So one big problem that I think from what I recognize over the years is really the ability to achieve your production results. What I mean by that basically is I measure production results really on three things. One is quality. Another one is operational efficiency. So how long it takes to basically produce the product. And the other one really is the ability to continue to make your processes move, okay, or run. And as long as you achieve that, you'll have success, okay? If you don't have success, like for example, if you have bad quality product, you potentially can shut down your customer, right? You potentially can shut down your own production facilities because you've sent bad quality product to them. Now, all of a sudden, you got to shut down, you got to contain product, you got to sort product. That's a lot of money wrapped up whenever you shut down a major client like that, right? So, from the standpoint of keeping product running, good quality product, making sure you're meeting your efficiencies, that's been one of the challenges. Always it impacts every manufacturer in the world, because manufacturers, they don't just quote extra capacity. They're very slim in their capacity, very, very slim on their margins. And so the ability to make sure they are on high efficiencies, good quality, good customer satisfaction is so critical for them to be able to be profitable as well.
Now, has tariffs put a big strain on the manufacturing industry of late?
Yeah, tariffs have been a challenge, right? I mean, from the standpoint of increases of 20 to 25%, product costs. And typically what happens, unfortunately, is that just gets passed on to the end user, and you and I, we ended up paying more in costs for food or costs for cars or costs for whatever it is, because we just pass that on. The whole tariff situation, I mean, and from my personal viewpoint, it makes sense, because the whole goal is to bring jobs back to the U.S., get U.S. workers employed, get them making products, by driving tariff costs up for other countries. I appreciate that. That's something we should do. We need jobs here in the U.S. We need U.S. workers to be making the product, supplying to the end customers. We definitely need that to happen. That's kind of gone by the wayside in the past. We need it to happen. But at the same time, there's got to be a balance, Jeff. It's not so easy just to say that, hey, man, U.S. workers are going to start doing that, right? I mean, there's got to be a balance to get them to that point. And so
True.
There needs to be some development, and that's where actually Kata Solution can help those businesses, those workers get to that point as well.
Okay, because definitely you learn we really wasn't charging tariffs to other countries. I'm like, really? We weren't doing that? But you hear business owners scream like, man, if I go to this country, that country, they're charging me this to that. I'm like, I thought everybody did it. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. It kind of gets to be a game at the end of the day, right? I mean, I'm going to charge you more, you're going to charge me more, and then you pretty much lose the focus of why you're doing it. And there's definitely a need for it to a certain degree, in my opinion. But take it to the point where it brings value to everybody.
I agree, because you need people working here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because we used to be innovative, but now we hopefully have other people come here and stay here with those ideas, because we're not about the math and science like we used to be.
Yeah.
We want the microwave. We want it now.
You
got to make it before you get it right now. So.
Yeah, you're right. We're in a want now atmosphere, like you just said, and let's be a little patient, right? I mean, I'm 56 years old, and it's like I can remember back in my younger days. I didn't have internet, I didn't have my cell phone, and it's like, it's just different life nowadays. It's different. It's a different,
Man, I remember payphones in the 90s. I was telling my nephew that, like, man, we'd be in the car, you get a page, you stop at a payphone and call back, like, you could reach, you can reach your pocket, pull out your phone.
Yeah, that's correct. Exactly.
Yeah, that. Yeah. You was rich if you had that. Payphones everywhere.
I mean, when I was young, Jeff, I mean, my parents had one home line, and that was it. There was no other phone anywhere, and nothing like that. So
I'm with you, man. By the time I graduated in 96, I was a man to have my own phone in my room. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was that guy.
That's big. Your parents trusted you with your own phone in your room. That's huge, man.
And the sad part, I hung with my friends like, Jeff, if you don't cut that ring off, I'm gonna throw something at you. Like, what happened? Go check your caller ID, the small with all the missed calls. Be 100 calls.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 100 calls? And they be the same people. Like, I told you, man, the fellas was hanging out. Why did you call my phone 12 times straight? Well, I figure you be home soon. Like, we're gonna be hanging out. We're young.
Yeah.
We out in the
Yeah.
street. We ain't gonna be home at 9 o'clock. And you call 9:01, 9:02 to 9. Like, come on. My sister, I was about to break your phone. It just kept ringing. Like, I cut the ring off. Don't break my phone, please.
Yeah, that was back in the day where the phone extension cord was like 25 feet long, right?
Man.
I'd walk around the house with it.
Yeah, sure. The kitchen make something to eat on the phone. Like, you in the kitchen? Like, I got the long cord. Like, oh, you ain't got that? No, I just got the one that the little bitty. Like, no, I got the long one. I go all through the first floor of the house with it.
Yeah, you could walk from your kitchen down the second floor and down in the basement, and you could talk on the phone, and but unfortunately there was always mom there to pull that extension or cut it with the scissors, right, to get you out the phone. So
Oh yeah, definitely. She gonna trip over. You got a problem now. And now we got all the wireless stuff.
Yep. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
We had it good back then because it forced you to go outside a little bit more compared to now.
Yeah. I mean, for me growing up, it was like, okay, I need you to be home by whenever you see the street lights turn on.
Oh man, absolutely.
Right.
You're gonna get beat if you don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
You better come in and report. And me, I was hard headed, Bryan.
Sure. I don't believe that, Jeff. I don't believe it.
Oh yeah, I was. I was too smarty pants. Man, my cousin is literally 5 houses down. Why do I got to come back and check in? That's the rule, Jeff. The street lights on. After getting popped upside the head a few times because, like, man, just do business. You're going to come right back. But it's the point you walking down there. Skip the point, Jeff.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a lawyer at first, so I was just. I don't know how my mom dealt with me because I always we need to debate this because this don't make sense to me. Like, just do what I tell you. Lord, I had kids already. No, I'm getting back.
Now, I was okay with that. I mean, you go leave in the morning at in the summertime. You leave in the morning at 10, 11 o'clock. You go play baseball all day.
You was out there.
I was up early. I was playing baseball with my friends, at the local schoolyard, and then I come home for lunch. I come home for dinner, and then at the end of the day, I'd be like, okay, as long as when the street lights come on, you'd be home and go to bed. That was my day, and my parents didn't bother me the entire day. And it's just a different life nowadays.
See, I had to eat my cereals, watch the cartoons.
Yeah.
Then I go hang with everybody like 1, 2 o'clock. Like, don't call me at 11. What you want? Exactly. I watch cartoons. Like, yeah, I'm a grown kid. Watch cartoons. I holler at you at 2 o'clock. Leave me alone. And once I get out the house, I ain't coming back until street light. So
yep, exactly.
Let me enjoy my me time.
Right. Right.
Awesome. Now, have you thought about writing a book?
I have actually. I need to do a book on my experiences, my personal and my professional experiences in life. I've had a lot of personal, issues as well and challenges in my life that actually helped me in my professional career.
Okay.
And I think someday I'll write a book at some point. Yes.
That sounds like 2 books. That'd be awesome books to read.
It could be. It could be 2 books, but I think they're together. I mean, I've learned a lot from a personal standpoint that helps me in my professional career and vice versa as well. It really does. So yeah. When I write my first book, Jeff, you'll be the first one to get a copy. How's that sound?
Oh, you gotta come on the show and talk about it.
Yeah, man. I'll do that.
Gotta do all the bells and whistles for you, man. Because writing a book, it's a different experience.
Yes. You wrote a book, right?
Yeah, I wrote 5 now.
Nice.
The latest one is a political thriller, which people got to check out, Order of 12th Intellect.
Okay.
I tell you now, the villain Lord Radness III, yes, I watched 80s cartoons and 90s with the villains and the soap opera villains at NBC. So yes, that is some of my personality in that character.
Right.
Because he wild, man. He's about his mission. He don't care. So I'm pretty sure people read it like, Jeff wrote this? This what he be on? Like, hey, man, we had great villains coming up as kids. What you want from me?
Yeah, sure.
It's gonna be a movie at some point. It's a great story.
Is it gonna be a movie? That's nice.
Oh yeah. I'm speaking that. That's because it's a political thriller with action. It gotta be a movie.
Yeah.
or
Gotcha.
TV show or both. It got to be it. Now we reached the point where you can market what you got going on and coming up. Floor is yours.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, for me, it goes along with what we just talked about, which is I have a personal passion to help leaderships out, help business owners out, because I know I've been there, done that. I know what business owners can have from a frustration standpoint, and truly, every entrepreneur gets into the business because they have a passion for something, right? They want to do something with their life. They want to be able to work on their own. They want to be able to create something. And for entrepreneurs, we call them visionaries. So visionaries from the standpoint of they're really good at that from the standpoint of what they want to do, but they're not that good at help them run their business. And that's what I help them with. I help them get what they want out of the business, right? And from the standpoint of execution standpoint. And so if there's any visionaries out there, any entrepreneurs that want a little bit of help with their business and how to grow it, potentially to sell it, to move it forward, to create more revenue, I can help them with that.
Okay, I believe you can.
Yeah.
Because I know we've had business meetings about what you do. I was fascinated, like, he got to be a guest because I don't know if anybody heard about this. This got to be brought to the world.
Yeah, so the EOS system, this is a little bit of history on that. The entrepreneurial operating system was created by an entrepreneur called Gino Wickman, and Gino's from Detroit. And he basically put together an operating system focused on strengthening the 60 components of a business. They put down some simple tools together, some comprehensive proven tools to help businesses get what they want out of their business. And then since then, 300,000 organizations run on the EOS tools, and there's about 800 implementers like myself that help businesses worldwide, to help owners get what they want out of their business. So, yeah.
That's amazing because,
Yep.
In conversation, I come across people, they will ask like, well, what made you step out there and do the stuff you're doing now? Like, I mean, I was a Tupac fan. He always say, at least you tried for it. So
yeah,
you're going to always wonder what it could be, or at least try, fail, learn from that, try again and see what happens.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's how you got all the people that have done awesome stuff now. I'm going to go out there. I'm pretty sure people told them, man, it ain't going to work. Like, well, I'll fall into the flow then.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get out there and see what happens. Instead of just wondering, then you 80 years old, like, man, I should have tried it.
Yeah.
Correct. Too late now. Well, you still healthy at 80, you can still try, but you missed a lot of years where you could have figured it out and been going.
Yeah, correct. Most entrepreneurs, most business owners learn from their dumpster fires, unfortunately, and they from their challenges, and they learn from those things, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it doesn't have to be that way either. There is a comprehensive system. The EOS can help business owners get success out of their business, and they don't have to learn the hard way. So, yeah.
And that makes it even easier for someone watching to try.
Yep, exactly. Try it, man. What do you got to lose? I mean, be your own boss, right? Go out and try something new and experiment and do what you. So there's a concept we call it's called the hedgehog concept. Basically, it's what you love to do. It's what you're really good at and what your economic engine is. Basically what you make the most money at. Try to find that core focus in that hedgehog concept and go for it. Try it. Make some money. And if you fail, get yourself back up again and try it again. Try more. Because your failures help you understand what not to do the next time around. And if you never try, you never understand those failures, right? And so at the end of the day, you'll never get to that point, but you got to try it. And it's okay to fail. But at the same time, you'll gain success from that understanding, and the next time around, you'll get better.
And the people you'll meet along the way.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Now, what has been your biggest challenge on your journey?
So my biggest challenge for me, Jeff, is really just getting to talk to business owners. So here's my theory, right? So business owners, they've created a business, they've had success, and they believe what they've done has been the best thing to do. Okay. So to talk to somebody like me, where they consider me a consultant, it's like, I don't need your help, right? I've been successful on my own, but we teach a concept called hitting the ceiling, and hitting the ceiling means every business gets to the point where they get stuck, and there's nothing wrong with that. And what the EOS system does, it helps business owners break through that ceiling and get to the next level. And so the challenge has been getting to talk to business owners about that. And I appreciate that. And so from the standpoint of, I continue to, just talk to anybody I can, talk to business owners. And because at some point, they're going to get somebody to talk with you about how they can successfully move their business forward through that ceiling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, in your words, what has been your impact in the community?
So my impact in the community, so everything I do is from the standpoint of trying to help. Okay. So one of my core values is help first, right? Okay. And whatever that means to the community. I'll do workshops, I'll do events to help leaders, business owners understand how to run their business better from a free standpoint. Okay. And so I really try to, help with the community from that standpoint. I've done some things in the past too. Personally, I've tried to develop young, kids into tennis players and things like that as well. And that's always been a passion of mine too. But just trying to provide opportunities for anybody really to get better in their life and have new opportunities as well.
Okay. How was it playing tennis in college?
I played college tennis at the age of 39 and 40, right? So I played for a Division II school, University of Findlay. And when I grew up, I always wanted to play a sport. Jeff, I wanted to play football, man. I'm 6'4". I'm 230 pounds. I wanted to play football, and I never had the chance to do that.
Okay.
And so later on in my career, my life, I went back to school and got my undergrad degree. And I played a little bit of tennis as well. And so I knew the coach, and he's like, "Why don't you come play for us?" I'm like, "I can't play. I'm 40 years old. I can't play college tennis." And so we worked through that, and I got approved by the NCAA to play. And I ended up playing 2 years of college tennis, University of Findlay and Division II, and I absolutely loved it. And
awesome.
So it was a great time. I love playing. Those kids were awesome. 20-year-old kids loved to see me out there on the court with them, and they considered me their team dad and all that kind of stuff. And,
nice.
But it was good. And tennis for me has been a lifelong sport. It's been a lifelong ability to be able to interact and socialize and work with other people and develop kids as well, from the standpoint of kids 5 and under, 10 and under, help them get involved in the community and learn a great sport they can play for a lifetime.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to play football too, but
yeah,
my mom wasn't. You ain't going out there like, dang, my birthday, I can't turn 18, so I could do it. So all my friends senior year, like, you just gonna play, Jeff? Like, mom ain't gonna let me do it. Yeah. Like, when your birthday, November 2nd? Oh yeah, like, yeah, I can't play.
Yeah.
Well, I have fun.
Same here. My parents would never let me play football. They were always afraid of me getting hurt or whatever it was. And it's like, I love playing though, right? I wanted to play. I could be good. I could be a quarterback. I could throw the ball 70 yards. I can do it. I can play,
right.
And it's like, but it just never happened. And so later on in life, I'm like, this is my chance to play a college sport. And so that's what I did.
So I want to hit the quarterback. Bad when I was young, all the issues. Like, that'd be a great place to just take all the anger out. Just hit the quarterback.
Yeah.
They're like, that's not what you're doing. That's not what's for you. Like, it'll be therapeutic for me. Yes, it would. Like, no. They're like, you know what? It's a good thing you ain't playing football. That's not why you play. I just wanted to make him flip over, arms wiggle. What's wrong with that? Yeah. Your dad was a pastor. I'm gonna pray for you. Like, I told you, I got issues. I just see red. Let me hit him. It'll be once the whistle blow. I ain't trying to hurt nobody. Just know hit him real good, like Lawrence Taylor. And I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And like, nah, man, you don't need to be out there. Something wrong with you. Like, see, y'all just ruining the fun.
I mean, they have some adult leagues out there you could play in, right? You
Yeah,
go out there.
47. I don't know about that right now, Bryan. now I'm dropping weight now. When I get to Black Thor, okay, I can get out there.
There you go.
I can do some. I can give some punishment to somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 56 years old, so I'm like, it's way past any kind of football I could play. I mean, I barely can get up in the morning out of bed based on the pains in my body. So, but it's all good.
Oh yeah, back pains be something different.
Yes, exactly.
You would think you be lying. Like, I pray your back don't mess with you because you'll understand when you walking slow.
Yeah,
because you don't want to move the wrong way. Like, oh, not again. Let me move out of place. Let me just stop. Like, you really in pain? Like, you think I'm joking? I want to throw something at you. Get out my face.
Yep. Yeah. I was feeling pretty good in my 30s, but once I turned 40, that's when it all went downhill. You know,
Man, a lot of people telling me that, like, you didn't age overnight. Stop it. Jeff, my legs, like, you're only 40 something. Come on, man. You were just walking up the stairs the other day with no problem. Don't act like just because you turned another age in your 40s, you just over the hill. Cut it out. It's in your mind. Mind over matter. Cut it out. Now, last question. That Yoda game, hopefully made you feel comfortable. Give that Nietzsche type of advice. What advice do you have for someone trying to find their purpose?
So my advice for somebody trying to find their purpose is first of all, it's going to take some time. And don't let the failures or the walls stop you from finding your purpose. I think one thing that's important, Jeff, is that people reflect. So I try to reflect at least on a daily basis. You know, what were some of the good things that happened to me? What were some of the bad things that happened? Mm-hmm. And once you start to make a list of that and identify those things, you actually can find your purpose a little bit faster, you know. But it's important. I mean, it's so easy to spend the entire day on your cell phone or on the internet or doing your job or whatever it is. But at some point, you got to step back, take a minute to relax, do some meditation, and reflect, and that'll help you find your purpose. But my biggest suggestion is that just don't stop. You know, continue to break through, continue to go through challenges. You'll learn from your challenges, learn from the situations happening in your life, and find a purpose. And I think also too is good planning comes into play as well, right? I mean, think about what you want to do, what your purpose is. And that'll help you get there as well. And read books, you know, read, you know, business books, read leadership books, read psychology books, whatever it is. And that'll help you get to your purpose as well.
Yeah. I just wanted to make music. I had one semester of the newspaper at Cooley High School. I didn't think nothing about all this.
Yeah.
Or being good at it.
Yeah.
But you never know where your journey take you.
It takes time. I mean, you might not recognize, and that's funny. Like for me, is like when I talk to business owners, like, okay, you don't want to hear me talking about it right now, but whenever the time is right, I'll talk to you again. Mm-hmm. You know, and sometimes with purpose and your cause and your passion and what you want to do in your life, you might not hit you in the face right now, but focus on it, because at some point it will hit you in the face what you want to do, and just be open to it at that point.
Yeah. I didn't realize this would be considered ministry, because I was straight running from that. Like, no, that was dad job. I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
Too much work.
Gotcha.
I guess, like, how people finding purpose? Yeah, that's ministry work. Like, what?
Yeah.
God is slick. Okay. He slipped that right fast, because I didn't, like, you don't look, no, I didn't consider, no, this just radio broadcasters. They know, no, that's ministry purpose, yo. Come on, like, I straight wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. I mean, if you're talking about God, I mean, he has alternative plans in place you're not even aware of, man. You try to figure it out, and it's like, he's got a whole different vision for me, what I want to do, what I should be doing. And he'll let you know what that is in his own due time.
He probably laughed at me the whole time, like this fool don't realize you're doing ministry. But yep, great broadcast, Jeff. Yep. He don't realize it. One day he will.
That's correct.
Now, this being your first time in Middle Ground, how was the experience for you?
It was awesome, man. I appreciate the time. For me, it's like I always try. I just love to talk about, leadership and entrepreneurs and owning businesses. And so I thank you for letting me do this. I appreciate it. And I'd love to come back again someday.
Absolutely. I appreciate you sharing your story, because someone out here might want to be in the lane of what you're doing or something close to it. And now they know your story. Like, well, he did it. So what's your excuse now?
There you go. Exactly.
So that's first thing. Ain't nobody like, no, I got 300 episodes. Someone doing what you're talking about.
Somebody's doing it, so I can do it,
Exactly. Because I've been there myself over the years. Nah, man. Well, what about this? Like, dang, I can't. Them excuses start leaving. Like, yeah, you're right. You got to try it now. Like, yeah. You might like it.
Yep. And you got to keep pushing, right, Jeff? You just can't give up, man. You got to keep pushing forward and getting through the wall, obstacles, and got to continue on. What else are you going to do in life?
Yeah, the journey ain't never done yet. And even wherever you are in it, it's all adding up.
Yep.
When you get there, you're gonna have that aha moment, like, so that's why I had went through all of that crap. Because I'm gonna deal with this new type of crap, but I got the right protection, so I know how to deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But when you're dealing with crap, you don't think that way. You're like, man, oh my goodness, what is on end? Where's the good times?
Yeah.
But you gotta pay the price.
Yes, that's for sure.
Well, I want to thank President Owner of Kata Solution L.L.C. and EOS Worldwide Professional EOS Implementer Bryan Little for sharing the story and that book to come down the road. It's been pretty awesome hearing your story. Check it out on the YouTube channel. Go like, subscribe it. A lot of great stories, because I never thought about being on camera, but stuff evolves. And it's not bad. So hope everybody enjoy the rest of their day. The reruns tomorrow. Do the sports show another hour. Y'all have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Middle Ground with JLE. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you want to buy my products, go to Amazon.com for my books or my music. Like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Middle Ground with JLE. And more to come. See you next time. Detroit, welcome to the D, baby. 313.